Purchase College. This is the A-Side Podcast, presented by the A-Side Network. Now, your hosts, Jared, Paul, and Reddmond.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jared. Never introduced like that before, but I guess it's a new thing. Welcome to the A-Side Podcast. I'm here with Reddmond and
Sup,
Paul,
New York.
obviously, the other co-hosts. And today the podcast is a little bit different. Care to explain, Paul?
So I had this idea, and we're doing it. So the idea...
He's not even a producer.
So the idea is we're actually going to try and write a movie outline and the duration of the podcast. It's got to be the douchiest yawn I've ever heard. It's pretty...
God, I'm tired.
I know kids in high... Never mind.
What?
I don't want to get... Huh?
What happened?
I was going to say, I know kids in high school that would, they didn't know, yawning like that while the teacher was talking was just super fucking rude.
I did that in, I think, middle school. To my favorite teacher, too. And he was like, oh, yeah, yawn, go ahead. He was like that kind of sarcastic teacher.
Why would you do it to your favorite teacher?
Because I was, 14? I didn't fucking know.
But you knew that he was your favorite teacher.
I did. Well,
So you had that sense.
Well, he was in front of me, and I was tired, and I went, and then he just made his comment.
Well, speaking, I gotta say this. In class today, Paul, and he sits. The teacher. It's a small class. There's 10 people in the class, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Paul, it's 8:30 in the morning, but Paul just puts his head down while the teacher's talking, and clearly is frustrated that no one is saying anything, and Paul just goes to sleep.
Did you really fall asleep this time?
No, I was kind of resting my head.
Like in playwriting?
Huh?
Like in playwriting?
No, that would be putting my head down. Because in playwriting last year, I would actually just put my head down.
You would literally just...
I would just basically just...
I had to pass something to you, and then
You just, he's not here anymore.
I felt bad. Anyways, we don't want to get too off topic now, do we? Because we have a special podcast, like I said before.
So basically, again, we're gonna try and write a movie outline, and I'm gonna set the timer for an hour 45, and then just so we can talk about it when we're instead of just going, oh, that's it, all right, bye guys.
Okay, let's do it.
I've never seen this done before, so
we're gonna be the first. We're the pioneers.
The pioneers.
What
was it? What's an hour and 45 from now? I failed. 5:15.
Yeah.
So 5:10. So okay. Well, I'm gonna put 5:12. So I'm gonna put the ringer on. All right. So.
All right. Can I do this in my Owen Wilson?
Oh God, that would be very annoying.
I don't even know if I could do it again.
Wait, okay. Owen Wilson?
Wow.
Wow. Really quick, just do it.
I don't even remember. Maybe it'll come out later.
Well, actually. He does it pretty good. Okay.
Maybe we could have Owen Wilson star as the main character.
We gotta do, well...
If Owen Wilson
was... Alright, well, speaking of... So,
we're gonna have to, do the voices and stuff?
No, we're just outlining it.
Oh.
We can if you want to. If that helps you create something.
Okay, well, explain to them the outline and the story idea.
So, basically, me and Reddmond, and I asked... I even pulled up a document. Reddmond's laughing. Because he's Reddmond. Hurricane Katrina story outline, and it's all undertitled, and I think it's very cool.
I do too.
I think it's cool too.
It's just the timing is a little.
The timing is a little hectic. It would be.
Oh, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's ironic.
Not ironic. We're totally doing this because of what happened with Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma. If somehow, for some reason, you're listening to this and you're in those affected regions.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you're in those affected regions, our thoughts go out to you. Get out of there. It's a really dangerous. That's a really dangerous. It's you need to evacuate. Get all your loved ones. Maybe try to leave your valuables. You know what I mean? Because your life is the most valuable. Yeah. And we love you.
To
and thank
Hurricane
you for
Harvey,
listening.
for some reason,
if Hurricane Harvey's listening.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like to the hurricane itself. My bad.
So that was what Jared said was way more inspiring. So just
Oh yeah, everybody that was affected by Hurricane Harvey down in Houston and that area. I guess you can donate to the Red Cross because that's what.
If you want.
And I have yet to do that, but I will now. And I said it on air, so I'm going to. I don't have a lot of money now, but I will do it anyways because people need it more than I do. So our thoughts are out. The A-Side Podcast thinks. Anyways, what were you saying?
So after the aftermath of Harvey, and I guess because funnily I had the idea but didn't say anything about it, but Reddmond over here. We were going out to dinner, and he just mentioned I have this idea for a what? What was it, Mr. Reddmond?
That was the Hurricane Katrina film.
Why? What brought you to that topic?
Funny enough, I had to write an article for my stupid math class, and it was about Hurricane Harvey, and then it kept comparing it to Katrina, and I was like, Katrina was pretty disastrous, and I think there's a bunch of unique ideas you could do with it.
There you go. And I had a similar idea, and our minds met, and I was like, we should ask Jared what he thinks, and he said, cool, and here we are.
I think those were my exact words.
Probably.
I'm a little peeved, though, that everyone's name on this outline has no red squiggly line under it, except for mine.
Well,
damn, that's a little fucked.
If...
Can't you add it?
Oh my god, hold on.
I feel singled out.
Ignore all.
Yeah, normally my name is the name that has a red squiggly line under it.
Nope. Alright.
Here we go.
So, literally, our log line is, again, I guess, should we treat the listener like they don't know this stuff, or should we go in with some knowledge? Well...
Wow. That's a good question.
Well, because that's the thing, because we're going to be using these terms throughout.
No, I feel like it's general knowledge.
Alright.
Well, if we have a listener
that
is not from this country...
That's true.
For some reason. Somehow.
Well, then they won't understand what we're saying.
So maybe just a brief...
Alright, well, again, whenever we come to something, let's explain it. Like, the first thing is a log line, which is just a one-sentence explanation of what the movie is.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant,
No, those terms, yeah.
Terms like that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like log line.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
So, our log line, literally, right now, is, in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina...
Oh, so we're doing the aftermath.
Okay.
So here's the thing. We can go back and, during Hurricane Katrina. It's just what I put.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess let's start there. What do we want this... Let's say we have, a 2-hour movie. What do you want it to be about? Do you want it to be about the aftermath? Do you want it to be about during the storm?
I feel like...
Well, what do we count as aftermath?
24 hours after the storm.
Okay.
Because I already have a good pitch in mind, I think. But...
He says he has... And he said he hasn't been thinking about it.
After Thursday, I wasn't. I just kind of had it formed by Wednesday, and I was like, all right, that's done. So... Mm-hmm. But what do you guys... No, I will happily just ignore that and just go with whatever you guys want. What do you guys think? What do you think's more... What would be a more interesting story to tell on screen?
I really feel like the events leading up to the hurricane could be just as interesting. Because that's when the sort of... That's like a mini mass chaos. That's when everybody's in the stores. Mm-hmm. People are trying to get all the water, but not a lot of time is being spent on that. You know what I mean? Maybe that should be the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the movie.
Lead up, and then
this. You don't have to just the storm actually just not showing the destruction, but just I guess people hiding under things. Mm-hmm. Boarding up the windows, that kind of preparation for it.
So first 5-10 minutes, that's our intro. Mm-hmm. Then how much of the storm did we show?
Oh, not very much. Mm-hmm. I'd say 3 minutes or something.
3 minutes, so that brings us... Well, because the thing is, at that point, we've spent 15 minutes on stuff that's not the main story, it's just setup. Mm-hmm. And it's not a bad thing, but you should be aware of it, or we should.
That's what I'm saying.
We're writing.
That's what I'm saying. So 15 minutes, and then after that, typical movie length? It depends on what we're trying to do.
I just
1
mentioned
hour
2
and 30
hours.
minutes.
Yeah.
So 2 hours?
This kind of movie, because for me, maybe just my bias, I just think comedies are 90 minutes.
Okay.
And then, hour 40 is actually kind of a good rule. Once you get past that, then you're more into drama territory.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think, Reddmond?
I was thinking... Well, my initial idea when I was talking to you about it I was kind of running with this idea for some reason. I was thinking about The Last of Us.
Oh, man.
And I was thinking about that in almost like this type of setting. Because for some weird reason, I was thinking a lot about just like devastation and outside of the context of a hurricane and what that does to a person, and does that ever like really leave a person? Can you recover from that? So I wanted to have this character who was just kind of lost everything and who's kind of in a very... He doesn't like the hand he's been dealt. Maybe his like wife left him or his dad or something like that. And his son doesn't talk to him because there's some kind of anger towards him.
So this is an older man.
Right. You know, maybe he's like a bartender or something.
How old exactly?
I would say mid to late 40s.
Okay.
And I'll just say Josh Brolin.
Okay.
Because Josh Brolin's a boss.
No country for old men kind of
Right.
thing. But he's meant to be younger in that film. But anyway.
But what I saw was, you know, maybe he doesn't really care that the hurricane's coming because he doesn't like the hand he's dealt, and he's just like, whatever happens to me happens.
So we're dealing with this stuff before the hurricane, in a way.
A little bit, but I want to show how he's not going to leave and how he's just going to sit and watch this.
Right.
But then, you know, he survives the hurricane, and then he meets this...
Ooh.
Right there.
Wait, no, continue. I'm sorry. I just thought of something.
No.
Maybe he doesn't care about him, right? He doesn't care what's happening to him. But he sees somebody like in trouble. You know
exactly
what I mean?
It was gonna make it like.
Oh shit! Never mind.
He sees maybe like during the storm when like right before it like the eye passes over or whatever. He sees like a girl outside or something who's got separated from her family.
So very Last of Us.
Right, extreme Last of Us.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot though.
All right.
And then it's about... And then I was thinking about the girl character as well, because maybe she's like really innocent, but then goes through this devastation and totally changes her innocence and just like it's like ooh. She goes through like, I mean, both of them would have to go through this like cesspool of humanity at that point, because what is humanity when it's that devastated?
Oh yeah, like,
just every layer of humanity is just stripped away. Where there's just dead people on the road and just animals and everything is destroyed.
Yeah, there's no sense of civilization at that point anymore.
Well, what's interesting with a hurricane is that it's uniquely one of the only, I guess, natural disasters that can pretty much like that just take you to fucking the world of The Last of Us, and just like that. Especially something as devastating as like a Harvey or a Katrina or whatever. But okay, is that it? Is that anything else you want to mention?
No, that's about it.
All right. So my idea is very different from that. It's yes and no. My idea, I guess my pitch was, I wanted to follow, in a sentence I guess, this sort of young, either teenager or young, like either someone younger than us or our age. And this young, I guess, man gets involved with a group of looters. And we follow that journey.
Ooh, that could also be these are very different films.
Yeah. And in fact, I was just reading about... Honestly, a close, not inspiration, but like, oh, that could be interesting. As in, I think you both would enjoy this.
What?
Kendrick Lamar's "Good Kid, Mad City." That, as weird as that is, it'd be the same theme, sort of, in a way.
Like, wait, the song "Good Kid" or
the
Mad
whole
City?
album. The general, like, what's your general idea of the album?
Well, it's kind of just a kid trying to it's like literally his like childhood, like not childhood, but like him growing up in like a city that's just
In Compton.
What are the themes?
The themes
of the story that Kendrick Lamar tells.
Well, there's in songs like
like peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Yeah, I was gonna say peer pressure.
Like what? What's that about?
That song is just about him. Normally he's a good kid, but he wouldn't get involved with that. But when he's with his friends, it's that they're a little bit more, you know, actually a lot more. Maybe not aggressive, maybe aggressive, or like there's ill-intentioned. You know what I mean? They do.
Right.
He does stuff that he normally wouldn't do.
So do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah, no, I get it.
That's
totally
basically
understand.
the movie in a nutshell. And that's what
or like in the second half of Mad City, where like his friends convinced him to rob he was a security guard, and his friends convinced him to like help rob the city was supposed to be guarding.
Right.
That's interesting. Okay, so
That's
kind of
the-
like the influence of youth over another kid.
Yeah,
really just...
following bad people, I guess, not knowing who you are, and that's also why I haven't figured out the age yet. Either again, 15 years old, I kind of thought.
Dude, I definitely feel like 15 to 18. Yeah. That's like the right age, because I don't know.
And I just picture, I don't know, the idea of it, I like using orphans as characters, because it's just, you get a certain level of detachment from the parents that makes for interesting storytelling. So I guess I would use that trope again, of like, no parents, and I guess during the hurricane, or after the hurricane, he meets, I guess, with this group of other young men, and they, I guess, over the span of 2 hours, just get involved in a bunch of mayhem.
What makes it different? What's the difference between a looter and a person trying to survive? Because you know what I mean. Like, are they trying to go?
Yeah, exactly.
Are they trying to go through supermarkets and just get bread,
right,
or water or something to survive, or is it like, does it start off like that? But then
I guess I kind of pictured it like that. It would get more and more violent as it goes on, and eventually, I guess our hero would have to try and do something to stop that, maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe if you want to go to the tragedy route, he just kind of doesn't know what to do and just kind of gets screwed over for it. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't thought it out to that extent, but again, that would be my pitch exactly. So again, in the sentence, youth looter, not a youth gets involved in the gang of looters in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, and we follow his story, I guess, over again 2 hours. I don't think I would go, because there's another thing in, I guess, storytelling where you don't show the event that caused it. Off the top of my head, Reservoir Dogs, they don't show the robbery. Same thing.
Okay.
Or like 9/11 with Zero Dark 30, how they don't show 9/11. They just in the first minute they show they do this really cool thing where they play recordings of actual phone calls from 9/11 from the towers, and then it gets louder and louder, and then I think it cuts to no noise, and then the movie starts. I'd probably do something like that, but yeah. So I guess that's it. So here we go.
So one pitch has a very short showing of the storm. Mine has a significant
weight,
right,
and yours has none.
Right.
You can combine the two.
Exactly.
This is what I'm talking about.
Right there.
This is what I mean.
Keep going. I'll be like.
Well,
30 seconds.
But do you know where I'm going with this, or do you need to hear this? Because I was saying, well, there's a sense of detachment. What if the guy's mom died? All right. The kid's mom, your kid's mom died, right?
During the hurricane?
No, just before or something.
Okay.
And then Reddmond's Josh Brolin type character.
The Josh Brolin-esque.
Yeah, Josh Brolin-esque type character. I don't know. It's like you know how many times have you heard? My dad was never really around. You know what I mean?
Right.
That kind of thing. Maybe he was that kind of guy. He felt bad about it. It was just you know what? At this point in my life, whatever happens, a hurricane comes. He sees the girl.
Right.
But at the same time, on the other side of the city, the son between foster homes, maybe in and out of prison, maybe not necessarily a bad kid, just misguided because of no father figure in his life. You know what I mean? Trying to looting, and then they kind of cross paths at the same point. Maybe he's taking care of the girl, and the kids are looting the house, and they meet up. Right. They loot.
You want to do
father's
that? Sounds
house.
good.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That? Yeah, I go with that. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay, pause. Let me get.
Is he serious? Wow.
We interrupt this podcast for a commercial break.
Wow.
What aren't we sponsored by? Oh, everything.
We were sponsored by
any company that wants to sponsor us, please do.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Any company, Ford.
Or that would be nice.
I guess we never actually told the listener. We don't record in my room anymore. Though I guess they never knew that I recorded in my room. I think we mentioned that. We record in this brand new studio now.
Brand new studio with great equipment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're recording in fucking Reddmond's room.
Soundproof.
Actually, a little earlier this time.
Oh yeah, a little earlier because I have to go to work today. So.
Yeah. And it's fucking, and so before I would get a drink, it's just, we're in my room. Now, it's a process.
Did you get a drink?
I got a drink right here.
Put it in his
So let me
pocket.
guess. Iced tea.
I
Oh,
changed
look,
the
it's not
brand
Arizona.
because my fucking father. We couldn't.
Arizona should have sponsored us last year.
Yeah.
We couldn't find
Lipton, if you're listening.
Yeah, we couldn't find Arizona at the
Paul
supermarket we
Hoti.
went to. Walmart. It's fucking bullshit because it's
That's,
nowhere.
that's Lipton.
Lipton's good, dude.
No, I'm just.
Don't
I know
try-
it's good, but it doesn't feel like sweet tea is way better by Arizona. So sorry.
Damn, Lipton. Okay, I guess
We
Lipton's
just
not
kind
gonna.
of shat on Lipton right there.
We were just like Lipton sponsor us, and he's just like, oh,
It's not that good.
Sorry.
It's really
Alright.
not.
Well, anyways, Lipton.
So I did think about, by the way, of combining different ideas,
Mhm.
and I guess we're gonna be doing that. Let's see what.
No, well, of course.
My
Just-
only,
No, you're only what? No.
my concern with that, which we're gonna do that because that's just fun. Like, why the fuck not?
Mm-hmm.
But something we should be aware of as what was it? We have, good amount, like a lot of time left, of course.
Mm-hmm.
As we go into this journey of creating this rather, I guess, complicated story, we should be aware that, again, it's a complicated, like, we have to be aware of what's going on, you know?
Mhm.
That way, we don't confuse a potential viewer, you know what I mean? Because there's something we said for a very simple story that just cuts right to it, you know?
So do you think we shouldn't be combining it?
Oh, we're gonna be
Because-
combining it. Fuck it. It's something to be aware of.
Okay, fair enough.
But fuck it, let's go. All right, so
Act 1.
Act 1. Well, yeah, there we go. Act 1. Actually, I like it when it's the eyes, you know. Act 2.
You mean Roman numeral?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
The R's.
sound like a fourth grader.
The emoji. I like when it's the eye emoji.
The eye emoji? Oh my god.
All right. So, which idea are we going with? Are we going like what's our arguments for including the build up and the actual hurricane? I mean, you already sort of said yours, and I guess I said mine. What do you think, Brad? The deciding vote right here. What do you want to go in?
Say that one more time.
So, we have two versions right now of this intro. We either cut right to the chase. I mean, I guess since we're using the Josh Brolin character, I guess the lead up is important now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we kind of have to do that. I mean,
Do what? What are you saying?
include the build up and the actual hurricane.
Honestly, I think showing the hurricane would be so visceral and so
Right.
fucking amazing.
The
if done
destruction?
properly.
Wait, for how long? How long do you think
Exactly.
that should last?
I don't think it should be like more than like 10 minutes.
Well, that's the problem. Like, because the 3 minutes is way different than 10 minutes.
I know. I'm not saying from anywhere. I don't know. I haven't thought that extensively about what the hurricane would look like.
Jared, what do you think? So
In
what
my
do you
mind, I
think?
was thinking of something where it's just like I like that thing where it's getting louder and louder and louder in silence. So like maybe
Because it's almost like a horror movie.
Yeah,
It is,
in a sense.
if you ever look up actual videos of like the winds during a hurricane, it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Because then,
Is
yeah.
I feel like that should happen, like something like that, and like it gets louder. Somebody's like maybe they're just huddled in their living room or something, and then just the roof just.
Well, okay, here's
and then
another
you can
thing, yeah.
then the hurricane is just you can just see it. That'd be
That'd be
terrifying.
good.
Or if you
Here's
just
the-
it's just or you just start hearing screaming and like just everything
Yeah.
outside just start like getting wrecked and he's just
Okay.
inside.
Well, here's the thing too. The thing that made Katrina so bad, from what I
It was a
know,
levee. It wasn't just a hurricane.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So should we include that? If we're gonna
Ooh,
include the horror
You could
aspect?
yeah.
That's bad. You can hear that shit. Dude, and the sirens. Have you ever heard like hurricane sirens and shit? That's just eerie.
Right. Okay.
Very eerie. That's a good idea though. The levee.
Yeah, that's what. Because the flooding was with them. Like, just like in Harvey, it was more of the flooding than the actual wind. Because when it struck, I'm pretty sure it was like a Category 2. Or I think Category 3.
Mm-hmm.
I guess fact check, just because I want to know.
Factoidal check.
Hurricane Katrina struck
Hurricane
New Orleans.
Ekaterina. I went to high school with a girl named Ekaterina.
Really?
Yeah, Yekaterina or that's a story for another day. I'm
What?
serious.
Wait, for a sec.
So
I thought you were like
it's
insulted for a second.
I thought it was supposed to be like stay on topic.
Another story. That's a long story.
Wait.
All I said.
Wait.
Actually, if you want, I could, because I don't want to say it on the pot.
What's the name?
Oh, okay. We had no, okay, all right, I get it.
And in that specific variation, by the way.
It's spelled like that?
Naturally, yes, but her real name was a different version.
Okay,
fair
enough.
So it struck as a strong category 3.
Okay.
Which
But
is still
the
very...
levy. That is...
Yeah, very bad, by the way.
That is still bad.
Dude, but did the government blow up the levee?
Well, actually... Anyway.
Oh, damn.
Alright, so... That's that. We gotta include that. Alright, so I'm just gonna say... I'm gonna put 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah, I like 5
maybe,
minutes.
honestly... Maybe less. Maybe it really is just we go to our 2 characters, or maybe just one character that we're following, and we just see it for like a minute. And then, you know what I mean? Very economical.
I feel that.
And again, with an outline, it kind of doesn't matter anyway. I'm just so... But that's like our second sentence almost in this outline. Like during... How do I notate this? Why are you humming the Harry Potter theme?
So maybe in this movie, Harry can come down and...
Right, okay. Okay.
Maybe the little girl that Josh Brolin is with is
Hermione
a wizard!
Granger. Oh.
My God.
And the whole journey is him trying to get her across seas to platform 9 3/4.
I think that would be...
Platform 9 and
Isn't that what it is?
I don't.
Or 4?
know.
I think it's 9 3/4. Yeah, 1/3, 3/4.
I
I
wouldn't
don't
know.
remember.
All right.
What if Man of Steel,
God.
Batman comes out? My pitch is actually Man of Steel 2.
Man of Steel 2.
So he actually goes back in time
Right.
and stops the whole hurricane.
Right. Okay.
Or Superman just blows it.
No, he loses his mind and causes the hurricane. He's like, "Fuck New Orleans."
You know what would be even funnier if he's just like in the sun or something, and then he just and he just fucks over all those on accident.
And then he's just like, yikes, and he just flies away.
I was not.
Well, I guess they gotta go back to Krypton.
Superman. Why not?
Actually, Krypton is destroyed.
Okay. All right. Okay. So how do we know? Oh, well, okay. So we're gonna include the hurricane. I swear to God. Hurricane. How do I put this in a sentence? Hurricane
sequence.
Hurricane sequence. Yeah, I know. Let's do that then. Let's bullet points, I guess. Or
hurricane sequence no longer than 3 minutes.
Parenthesis.
What'd you say again? I'm sorry, Paul.
1 to 3 to 5 minutes. Like why
1
was
to 3 to
1 to 3 to 5. So 1, 2, 3.
1 to 3 to 5.
Damn, bro. Just 1 to 3.
I'm not gonna leave that. But then that leaves us with what's the first? What's the intro of the actual movie? Do we could? I mean, Now here's the question: do we start off with the hurricane sequence, or do we actually include the build-up?
I don't know. Do you think with the build-up there's some kind of urgency?
Yeah, of course. That would be the key part of it. That's keeping the story together.
I feel like that's an acquired taste now that I think about it. You know what I mean?
What?
Because I feel like you can get the point across. It's either the build up to it could be like, okay, I get it, that kind of But then if you just open it to a family huddled in a corner and just hearing the winds.
That's my idea.
You know what I mean? I'm good for either. That would be a lot that would be hearing them cry and shit. That would make me really uncomfortable, which is good. You know what I mean?
What do you think, Reddmond?
I'm conflicted.
Right.
Yeah.
And
because I think the build-up, you can learn a lot about character through build-up like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do they handle that
exactly.
incoming doom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually really kind of convincing me.
Yeah.
And most importantly, now we basically have 2 main characters. Who gets introduced first?
Between who?
Between, I guess, our young...
Josh Brolin and
Josh Brolin Jr.
Can we call him? We'll just call him Kendrick.
Young Kendrick. Fuck it, we need names.
Yeah.
So between Josh Brolin and young Kendrick, who do we...
That's a great question.
Yeah, it's a very
who do we
fucking important
introduce
question.
first?
You know.
I would say that's hard. I don't know.
I mean, or do we just intercut between? But that's would that confuse the audience, or would that make the audience lose interest? If we start off what we see young Kendrick in, I guess where is okay? Let's place him. What is his home life like before the hurricane?
Oh, Kendrick?
Just play a good kid.
Yeah.
Mad City.
You'll know. No, maybe just kind of like
the projects or like an actual suburban
living
home.
with his aunt that doesn't really take good care of him. You know what I mean?
Alright.
You know what I mean? And kind of just on his own a lot.
Alright.
Just already kind of in the bad crowd. But there's this one There's this one thing that he does that shows that he isn't a complete just not a bad kid. You know what I mean? Maybe just influenced. Gets easily influenced by the wrong things. You know, and just something like that.
Okay.
Perhaps.
And I guess Josh Brolin is a bartender, right? He's just right.
I was gonna say
I had that's why because I wanted him to kind of struggle with that a little bit.
Yeah.
So I made him a bartender.
Okay, bartender. What's his home life like?
He was once married.
I
don't know. I'm trying to figure out now if the wife is either dead or she just kind of it was a really bitter divorce, and that's
bitter divorce. I think is more tragic. Ironically.
And the kid, he has a son who kind of excommunicated, so he's just kind of living by himself, and everything is just very not happy for him.
Right. Well, usually the way these things work when you have two main characters, you look at something like Breaking Bad, where you meet Walter first, and then I think a third of the way through we meet Jesse, because importantly Walter's with Hank, and he's driving, and then he sees him out the window, coming out the window. So we meet the second main character from the first main character's perspective. We could do that, or I'm trying to think of one where they literally just, hey, here's that one character, oh, here's another character. I think The Wire does. I haven't watched The Wire pilot in years.
I haven't seen The Wire, and I really want to.
Yeah, the first season, I watched the first season, it's really...
Well, does Kendrick...
What?
After the hurricane is done, does he try to loot our Josh Brolin character's house?
Art of Peer Pressure, that's the name of this.
Well, here's the thing. Because when our two main characters meet, that would be a very, I guess, climactic moment.
Right.
That should definitely kind of be saved for, I think, the end of Act 1 or Act 2. I think. That's usually, because I guess what you're saying is, that would be almost like an inciting incident, maybe. And I guess we could, if we go with that route.
But are they gonna? So an inciting incident to what? Are they teaming? Are we having them team up? Or are we having them to go against each other?
I always go for the team up.
That's what I was thinking as well.
And usually what happens with these team up things, it's usually the pivotal moment at the end of Act 2 going into Act 3. That's usually how it's done. Look at any superhero movie with that. It's always... Well, that's what other movie genre does team ups?
Action movies.
Dog Day.
And when do they happen?
Dog Day?
In the beginning.
Huh?
In the beginning.
Dog Day afternoon, they're together in the
Rush Hour.
Yeah. When does it happen in Rush Hour?
In the beginning. They don't like it, but they kind of start to get in the middle.
Do you want to... Well, the argument against that is I would kind of want to see both characters in their own worlds before they collide.
Fair enough.
That's why.
And that's the whole thing for this movie. That's the whole kind of...
So...
Okay.
That's it. Are we going Rush Hour or are we going
No,
Avengers?
We're not going Rush Hour. Rush Hour isn't...
Okay.
I like the second one.
I've never watched either of them, so...
I know, I love Rush Hour. I was about to say, Rush Hour is in a league of its own. I like the first one.
Yeah.
So, the second one was good. The third one was not.
I just like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's the man. I kind of miss him. He's in this new Lego Ninja movie, but... Anyways.
So what do we do? Is this that... that seems to be the pivotal kind of one of the pivotal, I guess, things in the script. I guess is one of these two characters interact with each other, and how much are they gonna interact? Is it just this climactic moment at the end where they team up and they're all badasses?
Or you make it like Babel.
What's Babel? What does Babel do?
It just goes from 3 different characters doing different stories.
And that the no interaction, no.
There's very subtle like connection between them.
Now, why does Babel work? Why does it work doing that kind of storyline?
I don't know.
That's a problem. You gotta
know
you gotta know why this shit works.
I don't. I just remember liking it.
Well, analyze it. Why?
I've never seen a movie that did that before. Right. Well, it was like, because I'm gonna spoil a little bit of it, but so you follow Brad Pitt's character and his wife, and they're on a bus, and all of a sudden, Brad Pitt's wife just gets shot in the neck from like a sniper. Then it cuts to these kids' perspective, and you go throughout their story, and you find out, that their dad had the gun and they took it and they went out shooting, and one of the bullets hit Brad Pitt's wife. And then it goes to this girl in Asia, in China, and you find out that her dad sold the kid's dad the gun, and it's all of that.
A story of consequences,
right?
In a way, okay. I don't think. Well, it could actually work for this, but I don't think it would.
No, I'm just saying that's.
No, but it's good to analyze that so we can cross that out of our options. Like, okay, we can't do that. It might not be a good idea to do that. So our other 2 options, I guess, or the 2 main ones, team up, either Act 2 or the inciting incident, or maybe like in a way we combine it where they're interacting throughout the story, and then we have the climactic kind of, I guess, team up moment. What do you guys want to do? What should we do? Because that's going to influence where everything's going.
What do you think?
Yeah,
what do I think?
What do you
I'm
think?
kind of leaning towards interacting throughout, and then at the end they kind of just, let's do this. You know what I mean?
But what would they need to do it?
I have no idea. We're just going through pure emotion right now.
Okay.
We're just going, what's the artist, are they supposed to be watching this going, oh shit, oh he did that, oh he did that though, oh he's doing that, oh shit oh shit.
Is it gonna be like? Is it gonna
Yeah.
be like that girl that Josh Brolin characters take care of? Like, he got back with his dad, so maybe those looters like kidnapped her or something for something.
Maybe that could be it.
That's like a really dumb kind of just.
But it's close. We're getting closer to what we want. So that's like, are we gonna have? Because ultimately, I guess the villains in this the villain I pictured it would be the leader of these looters. Or I was also kind of thinking, because I'm a fan of like the original leader is like this kind of nice guy who's trying to have his rules, and then someone kills him, becomes that leader, and then he's the villain, sort of. But that's a different.
He was soft. You know what I mean? That kind
literally,
of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yes, that kind of thing is kind of what I mean by team up moment, like where the looter. Basically, I guess the head looter or our villain kind of hurts Josh Brolin's character or the girl. But like, he hurts Josh Brolin's character because ultimately that's what we're going for. Like, oh, he hurt the main character. Now he wants, I guess revenge. Or he wants to, he's driven to action now. And then at the same time, perhaps Kendrick is like, that's fucked up. We gotta, I'm not following this guy anymore, So do you want to, what do you want to do? What do you think of that?
I feel like the turning point for that should be like a murder.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I literally think like there's no like just like witnessing some like, and not just like not just like of somebody like they loot the house. There's like this old man in there.
Yeah.
And then like in freaking
Like in freaking Juice.
You
know what I'm saying? You ever seen that movie with Tupac?
Well, what about it?
Basically, okay. There's one part. I don't want to spoil it.
Go ahead. Well,
it's about. It's
why do you
basically.
think
It's
I spoil
literally.
movie
It's
plots?
literally.
This is why.
Because you're an asshole.
Oh. So okay.
I'm just kidding.
What
But
happens?
like Juice, it's literally this kind of. It's a group of friends, they're all together, and then one night they decide to rob a store, and it was kind of influenced by Tupac's character Bishop, and then they did it. They didn't. He's like, oh, I know who you guys are. They found out who they are, and then it goes south from there. Like they shoot the store owner. And then they're just like, you didn't have to do that, man. You didn't.
That's
and then
exactly
they turn
what I
on
was
each
thinking.
other, kind of. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. Anyways, so I feel like it should be something like that, where like they're just witnessing somebody do that, like it's just like, I'm out, man. You know.
Exactly. And then that's the team up moment where Josh Brolin's like, all right, I'm gonna take you in. We gotta stop these guys.
But these guys aren't. That's the thing. These guys aren't like superheroes. They're not trained for anything. They're just like, what are they gonna stop?
And
them
that's
against?
the influence of my kind of storytelling, where I always go for that shit.
No, I know. I'm not criticizing that. I'm just like, how is that?
I love to find ways to do that, but
do what?
here's
Like
that
it's like, how are we gonna? How is like an old bartender man and young Kendrick?
I think that's where you and I differ.
which is exactly what I want. I guess at this 41 minutes in. Now, what do you think?
I like action movies a lot.
That's the thing. That's my preference.
But I feel like it could be. I feel like just too much action is just like
that's the failing of it. If it's
that's like, you know what I mean? Like, how does he know how to do that? He's a bartender.
Reload!
He's like, what you didn't know is I was
Grenade out!
in Vietnam.
That's the thing.
Kendrick, over here, cover. He just dives, does like a roll, boom, boom.
Now, why is that bad?
Because I don't think that really makes sense in a Hurricane Katrina.
Does it make sense?
And that's just not the type of film I would want to watch. If I'm watching
does it make sense? Not the type of movie we watch. What else?
I feel like that action wouldn't mean anything.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think the big one is it takes you out of the movie.
It does.
Absolutely,
You're going. Oh,
I thought that was
because
make
especially
sense.
since we started with watching the hurricane. This is about. And then we're watching this guy like, I was actually a soldier in Vietnam.
No,
you know,
there's ways to do action where it's not. It's still, of course, it's action, but it's very.
I would say if we want to do action in this, we'd have to make it brutal action because
by the way, that's another problem. Because if it's brutal, it also kind of.
But like if we are in a place where humanity does not exist, then it's just everything
for at least a couple of days.
And do we want that or no?
To some degree,
I
think that's one of the most important things you have to show.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the brutality of the landscape.
Yeah, to show how human can kind of like turn on their own. Mm-hmm. I mean, people already do that now, but like in this environment, especially,
it's just multiple.
And the characters representing that,
breeding ground for this.
The looters,
yeah.
That's kind of
kind of like I hate you saying this, but kind of like a purge.
Like,
you know,
here's how I see the action, and this might not be in line with. This might sound very hypocritical, but in No Country for Old Men,
that's No Country for Old Men, Breaking Bad. I think there's that do that kind of action.
Well, I'm thinking specifically
bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, like the when Anton Chigurh, when Josh Brolin, ironically enough, is he's got the shotgun, he's looking at the door, and then the lights go out of the door. Like that type of action that has you at the edge of your seat, the tension. Yeah, that's the type of action.
Which, by the way, was a huge influence on Last of Us.
Oh, look at that!
So wow, everything's tied together nicely.
What's the main character? Joel. He's named for Joel Coen of the Coen Brothers.
Look at that!
Oh. Yeah, so that's huge influence in that film. That's
one of my favorite action, and it's action, I guess. It's one of my favorite action sequences of all time. Yeah, that whole hotel thing. Yeah, when he dives and then he has to walk back into the hotel, and you just and then when he's in the alley, you just see the flash of the gunshot.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, it's so cool.
Damn. Yeah. When I think of action, though, I'm a huge fan of kung fu movies.
But
that's like on the other side of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was
it's very stylized.
But there's this one though in Ip Man. I'm not sure if you've ever seen this movie.
I want to watch that.
It's so there's this one scene where he fights 10 black belts, and this is interesting because like they focus on the story a lot. How they did the action in that it wasn't just like you killed my brother, and then like flying. Look, it wasn't like that. It was kind of just like it was building up to that, and it just kind of happens pretty naturally. I feel like.
Okay.
And there's one scene where he just fights 10 black belts.
So but it's very natural. Sort of
it is very natural, but like this doesn't apply to that.
Right.
So I feel like something where like the part in Breaking Bad, where I forgot what is going on, but. Just out of nowhere, Walt just hits him with his car.
Yes.
And then comes out and he's like, we gotta go. And
season 3.
He shoots him and he gets out of that.
Exactly. That's the kind of action. Yeah.
I feel like
that's
a lot more believable.
That's, I think, half measures, I think, in the season 3, before the penultimate episode of that season. That's kind of what I was going for, with the kind of violence we'll be using. I guess we are going to include violence, but more of like a thriller kind of violence and more action. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Apocalypse Now, I think, I haven't watched a movie in years, but I've watched clips of it over the summer, but from what I remember, that movie did have those kind of sequences too, where it's more thrilling almost than action. I think I could be wrong, but I don't remember. I mean, of course, you have the famous helicopter sequence and that's a great sequence, but it's totally not what we're going for.
Or the helicopter sequence with the lady with the hat.
I don't think that's that thrilling.
That was like
helicopter scene.
No,
I watched that and that was just that wasn't even. Yeah, you're right. That was just like
I remember just thinking, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm talking more about the final scene, I think, where the climactic one where he goes to kill one. That'd be more of what I was talking about. Because it does have those scenes in it where it's pretty subtle. Of course, again, versus the war movie epicness, I guess. So I guess I'm trying to say we're going for that then. That kind of... So it's violent, but it's not grotesque and over the top. Okay. Alright, so with that in mind, I guess, where do we go from... I guess we're right back where we started. So who do we include for... And this is... For the listener who may not know the specifics of screenwriting, this is most of it. This is just fucking sitting on a blank page going, what the fuck happens? So what do we... Do we just swing it and just go, it's two storylines, or do we try to be smart about it?
Always try to be smart.
Always try to be smart.
Alright. And the thing is, too, you could start off dumb and then just rework it later. So where do we begin? Or because sometimes it's also easy to just skip page 1. That's helped. I do that all the time. I don't know what happened at the beginning, but I know where it's. Do you want to do that? If it's gonna be easier for us.
Well, don't.
Because we're doing a rough outline. We are 40.
Well, if we skip the beginning, what happens? Where do we start?
Nothing. We build the beginning from what happens. In
no, I know, but so if we skip the beginning,
what I can write is just. Hurricane buildup. Hurricane Katrina is coming. Evacuations. I guess our two main characters are... God damn it. Our two main characters deal with that. Sound good?
Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with that. I'm just gonna put 10 just for now, just so we have something there. All right.
If I remember an outline, I never put time limit like that.
I usually don't. I did it once for another thing I was working on, but no, I usually avoid it. But it is important for a movie because then
I would just write it and then just see if it's too long, then cut some shit out.
All right. You want to cut it out?
No, I mean, fuck it. I mean, what do we?
All right.
It doesn't matter.
All right. So hurricane sequence.
Hurricane.
Aftermath. And I guess this is kind of where we really meet our characters. So aftermath. Who do we see first? I guess because know that we already met them. We already know who they are, what they do. So what do we do? And also, I guess another thing which would help, I guess, influence our decision. Who's the main character? Who's it about? Because, again, more often... I mean, you can have two main characters, but more often than not, there's a main... Like, who's it about? You know what I mean?
Josh Brolin.
I was thinking Kendrick. I was totally,
No, I.
You think Josh Brolin's our main character?
No, I don't know.
Why are you using Kendrick?
Maybe because I'm biased because I guess created that part of the storyline. But I think he has more thematic depth to it. I think his storyline's more unique. You know what I mean? Because when was the last time you saw that kind of story told in that way, where it's about this, I guess, young, male who kind of falls in with the wrong crowd and has to, I guess, claw his way out of that. You know what I mean?
I'm sure I can think of.
Of course, I'm just saying, like, I think there's less of that than there are brooding white people who are like, you know.
Wait, is Kendrick?
He's totally fat. He's black.
Okay, so Josh Brolin is not indeed Josh Brolin.
And again,
wait,
no,
maybe Josh Brolin's just Josh Brolin.
Maybe Josh Brolin's black.
Huh? Yeah.
What I'm saying
Idris
is,
Elba.
Maybe it's Idris Elba.
Over.
What
It's
I'm saying
over.
is, I think there are less stories about.
Oh, it actually definitely should be that way.
What?
He should be a person of color because we're in fucking Louisiana, dude.
But again, how many stories are there of a young male getting lost in the wrong crowd and trying to fight his way out of that, I guess, or a brooding person just dealing with brooding shit and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
That's my argument, you know. Like, 'cause you could name so many movies that are about just this brooding older man who's just, you know, oh, fuck, life sucks.
Mm-hmm. Logan.
Well, there you go, Logan, you know? And there's nothing wrong with it, by the way. I'm just saying,
I know.
from a main character perspective, if we're going to choose what the story is about, you know. Because maybe he's like he's our second leading character, like our supporting character, where we've kind of, his actions kind of influence the main storyline. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or do you really just want to struggle? Because I think we can do two main characters where they have equal importance, but it is going to be a struggle. You know, it is going to be like, it's a tough thing to do. And we have what? Like an hour left, basically? More or less? Is that something we want to deal with for the next hour? Trying to figure out how we balance these two stories? Or should we just pick one and sort of give the other like a second leading role? You know what I mean? Because with these kind of stories, what I usually like to do, I make the second lead the antagonist, sort of.
Really?
Yeah, that's my trick, basically. Where, because it's just, you have to be in conflict now, and that's interesting, because conflict is interesting, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is different than where it's just these two characters don't interact. You know what I mean? And of course, like you mentioned, Babel, it does that in a way where they really don't interact much. But again, that's my trick. Is just making one the antagonist. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, Kendrick is already kind of the antagonist,
in a way, yeah.
In a way, and then he kind of has a change of heart.
Yeah. So is he the one, like our second main character in a way? Mm-hmm. You think so, Reddmond?
Sure.
All right, so Josh Brolin's our main character then. I mean, are we gonna stick with that now? Is this official? Is Josh Brolin?
It's official.
Okay.
Idris Elba. His name is Idris Elba now.
He's black now. Idris Elba. All right. So Idris Elba. Dan, I guess to answer this, now we have to start our one main character. Mm-hmm. I fucking read his name. Idris Elba. Is he preparing for the storm or not really? What do we see on screen? Is he just in his fucking house?
Everybody else preparing for the storm.
He's just walking around, probably.
No, maybe not just walking around, but kind of just sitting, looking at everybody doing everything. Open the bottle. You hear that cork?
Yeah. Is watching evacuations take place. Mm-hmm. Okay, hurricane sequence.
Kind of just almost not bothered. Can't be bothered. Can't be bothered by it.
Aftermath. Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Walks. So what aftermath? What's the first thing you see? What happens? What are we seeing?
Aftermath?
Yeah.
Oof. Damn. Him. Aftermath?
Yeah.
What about him, like, just hiding in this basement with this girl he found? Oh, we have to address the girl, dude.
Yeah. I picture that happening after. Mm-hmm. You know.
You know, it'd be interesting.
What?
If, like, the girl, like, I was gonna be like, the girl cannot communicate with him. I was like, what if she speaks to him? I'm like, no. Okay, never mind. Fuck that. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, picture them just like him trying to. I don't know.
We could just skip that.
Yeah. They kind of just open, and then they just see, like, just everything is just destroyed.
What has happened? Mm-hmm. Destruction. So what does he do? He realizes, I need food.
Yeah, yeah, that's literally the Mm-hmm.
So what do we do? What are we doing?
Oh, maybe not. He needs food. Maybe he's like, is everything okay? She's just like, thirsty, hungry, or something.
So what do we?
Mm-hmm. And then hold up. Is he under? Because remember the levee. Mm-hmm. So it depends on what part of what part of New Orleans was affected
the worst
by the water, and then which one was affected by the hurricane.
Both. There was a
I know, but like it's that. Why would he be in the basement then if the water? So are they gonna? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe they're in a tree or something. I don't know. Because I remember. No, I'm not even kidding. I literally remember. Hurricane Katrina happened, and then this lady was like on the news. She was like, I was hanging onto a tree for 5 hours. For 5 hours, she's hanging on for dear life. The waves and not the waves, the I guess currents, and then the water was just rushing by, and you know what I mean. Maybe not a tree, but maybe just like somewhere like high ground. I don't know, but how would they get there? How would they get to some kind of high ground?
Maybe. Well, I have two ideas. Either an attic.
Yeah.
Or the Superdome.
He goes to he's like going to like it's about time for it's getting really close to the storm happening, and let's just say like he kind of just goes to the liquor store, runs out of liquor. The liquor store is kind of in town. In town, there's more elevated buildings. You know what I mean? So he's like knocking on the door, like, I just want booze or something, you know what I mean? The guy's just like, the windows are boarded up. Like, he obviously doesn't get the message, right?
Yeah.
He's just knocking on the door, it's like trying to get, and then like the storm is like happening more and more. I guess the guys kind of let them in, and then
so he's with people.
He's with people maybe at first, but then he sees the girl on the street or something. Maybe a little bit later, not the girl on the street. Maybe in a car.
Okay.
Maybe in a car that shows like that's not insanely like outlandish, because why would it just a girl be in the middle of the street in a hurricane? But maybe in a car, like not abandoned, but like they don't know where the parents are. Well, I don't know why the kid parents would leave the. There's a lot.
Well, you could also leave that to mystery too. Sometimes you don't need that explained.
Okay. Well, okay, if she's in a car and let's just say, I don't know, like something falls on the car, she goes out to save her, bring her back to the liquor store or something. Then the flood starts to happen, and they go up and they wait. They waited. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm kind of just speaking now.
No, that's most of this process. You're just speaking. What do you think, Reddmond? What are we thinking?
No, come back to me.
What?
Come back to me. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, are you in your talk out loud? Think out loud. What are you thinking? What's going through your head?
I don't know. I part of me also thinks in this context maybe the girl is just get rid of that entirely.
I was thinking of that too. Because
if we have Kendrick, then we don't need that.
Fair enough.
Here's the thing. Here's the reason to keep the girl, which I don't believe in, but the argument is basically the girl definitely. It's such an so easy. It's such an easy way to make Idris Elba sympathetic. It's the go-to. That's why it shows up in so many fucking things. Last of Us, Logan. I can't think of it anymore off the top of my head, but that's the idea. It's the whole protecting something that makes the character very heroic. I think BioShock fucking Infinity did that, or BioShock whatever.
BioShock Infinity,
yeah.
I didn't play it.
It's an older man protecting a young girl. For some reason, that really impacts a lot of people. It's a powerful thing. That's why, we shouldn't be afraid to use it. I guess just for the fear. Oh, it's cliche. Like there's a reason.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
It's just I think it's just adding another layer we don't need.
Exactly. That's my argument for taking it away. So But that's fucking. It's compelling. It's to just give
I think
that.
it's too much.
You think it's too much
at this point?
Okay, what do you think, Jared?
Yeah, no. If that is true, because then how are we gonna? If we're doing that whole like action thing at the end? How is the girl gonna be a part of that? You know?
We don't know.
Here,
We don't know.
Yeah, like so that would.
I found a pistol.
That would be crazy.
Right.
That's fair enough.
So
I agree.
All
Scrap
right,
the girl.
take out the girl.
Unfortunately.
Well,
Name.
funnily enough, no girl is mentioned in what I have so far. I mean, well, here's the thing now. Where really is most of Act 1 Idris Elba being alone? Like fucking... I'm trying to think of a movie fucking that Daniel Radcliffe movie, remember that? With Paul Dano?
Human Swiss Army.
Swiss Army.
Man.
I mean, it's a silly example, but it does do that. It's literally just one dude for a lot of it. Who else? What other movies where it's just one? I think that I haven't watched
one
it.
Dude?
Yeah.
Where it's just one dude
Where
not
it's-
communicating with anyone?
Yeah, that kind of. Is that what we're doing, or? Because I guess I feel like what we're leaning to now is Idris Elba's or audience kind of viewpoint, where we're seeing what happened to New Orleans through this character. Which I think that. What? What do you think?
I don't think he has to be totally silent
Right.
the whole time. Like if he's interacting casually with people and revealing information about how he's handling the situation, as opposed to how.
Well, who's he interacting?
Like if he's going to a liquor store or something, maybe like they're rushing to get everything, they're rushing to get out. Maybe
Right.
he watches everybody, pass by, he sees a friend or something, and there's just who's about to leave town.
Right.
He's like, "Aren't you leaving?" He's like, "No, I'm not leaving." Or I don't know. That's just I'm talking out loud, but.
Right.
No, I feel that. That's what I was thinking of. Was somebody gonna go up to him and be like, "Are you really staying?" Like, kind of just like really solidifying the fact that him vocalizing the fact that he's staying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a thing? Is that gonna happen?
I think.
I think
so,
it
yeah.
should. I think that's powerful.
Yeah, you know what I
Okay.
mean.
So who says it?
That's powerful. I get
who
neighbor maybe.
First, I was thinking this older lady, like you're not,
You're not leaving?
something like.
You know there's gonna be a storm. They say it's gonna be pretty bad.
They were talking about it all day.
They've been talking about it on the news nonstop.
Idris Elba.
They say you gotta get out.
He's vocalizes.
I'll see you later.
To what do you call that? An acquaintance
Mm-hmm.
that he is not leaving.
You shall not pass.
Okay, hurricane sequence has happened. I guess we'll just put he interacts with other people as they deal with what's happened. Okay, now here we go into goal. What's Idris Elba's goal right now? What's his survive? But what does that mean? Like hurricane has happened. He walks outside. He's walking around.
Survive. No, dude, looters are gonna be crazy.
Okay.
That's insane. Like if everybody leaves.
No, this is the thing too. I think this is the thought process. The people that like stay. Literally, I feel like in Arkham Knight, the very beginning where they're just like the only people that have stayed are the sort that like the chaos.
Yeah.
I feel that's literally it.
Right.
It's because everybody left their house, and there are some areas. We can go to those wealthy areas and see what we can get. You know what I mean?
Right. So is this Idris Elba surviving against the dark side of humanity? Is that what we're going for right now?
I guess, but the thing is, would he be in the wealthy part of town? No, right?
No.
No. Then what? How would he run into problems with looters? Would they just be doing everybody's house?
I think that's what I was thinking.
Okay,
They're just
sure.
going for everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I was also thinking you could totally go for like this almost Fallout-esque world where like, there's different locations in the city. That's where I go for. Yeah, that's where I'm drawing it from. As silly as it sounds, it's true.
Well, Fallout? That's not silly.
But it's stylized and it's kind of like
That's Paul Hoti.
Yeah, it's my style. It's
Post-apocalyptic.
Eric would say that.
Dude, you're turning into him. You're turning into somebody you hate.
Style.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah.
So Idris Elba, yet.
Yeah, you literally. Well, okay, Eric, get out of my head. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna do that where it's this kind of almost vibrant sort of world where he's going to different locations, like trying to survive. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, no, but like.
Or is it like
the reason why people do something like that is not just trying to survive.
Yeah.
No, as in the movie, it's first they're looking for something. In Fallout, he's looking for Sean. You know what I mean? That's why he's going from place to place.
Right. That's
Maybe does he care about his son just a little? Does he care about Kendrick just a little bit to see if he's okay?
And that's awesome. Well, because the thing is, that's a MacGuffin in a way. We're making Kendrick the. You know what a MacGuffin is?
No, I've never heard that before.
It's basically the ring in Lord of the Rings. It's the Death Star plans in Star Wars.
It is. Is vital. It's a very vital piece of information.
It's a plot object that drives the story.
Okay.
So it could be a person. It could be a place. It could
be crazy.
What?
You know, be crazy. Where when he confronts him with the looters.
Yeah.
He's like, "What are you doing with these guys?" He finally finds them.
Right.
He's like that type of thing where it's like, well, you weren't there for why are you trying to be my dad now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ooh,
so
that's fucking good.
That would be, you know what I mean? You weren't there for me. These guys have been here, you know, these
what
guys.
What if he is the dad who's like not there? Like,
wasn't
there.
All right, now I feel like, now we're like.
Okay.
Now we're doing.
Did we crack the code?
Did we do it? Did we do something?
And the listener was.
So he just did he just leave Kendrick because he didn't?
Yeah, no, when he was younger, okay. And then, oh man.
All right. Well, now what that means is we do. I mean,
is that why Kendrick fell into the bad crowd?
Definitely, I think that could play a role.
Do we include this plot information before the hurricane sequence or after?
Ooh.
After.
After, right? No, but why after now? Now we have to think of this.
Exactly, why?
Why would it be after? Because, fuck, I don't know. What do you think, Paul?
The natural answer, I think, is before. I think it's just that's the easy way.
Okay.
But there is something intriguing about not knowing.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, not knowing and then having that reveal. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, that would be...
Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, not knowing that they're related?
Yeah.
It's that nice twist.
But I feel like people would get it, you know what I mean? They're like, alright, they're two characters. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty, you know what I mean?
So...
We're not going to make it like, oh, I'm your father, and everybody's going to be like... That's probably not going to happen, you know what I mean?
Kendrick! I am your father!
No! So, that made me think of this really kind of... There's this... remember the Will Smith movie Collateral Beauty? I think it's called. Last year.
When did that... Wait, Collateral Beauty
came out last year. It was torn apart by critics.
Wait. What was that about again?
It's about...
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna... Just go on with the thing. This is for me. This is not...
Look it up.
Okay.
So... Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry. Film. Some girl named Katerina Pedrigo just added me on Facebook. Wait, I'm not even kidding.
Let me see.
I mean, she's fake. Look what the touch me WW. That's fake. But still, that's weird. Anyways, can you continue? I'm sorry. I did not mean to.
Solar?
Like the sun.
Bro.
That's
like the sun. That's what he
literally said that. Yeah. I think I told you that in the last podcast.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah, good.
So, there in Collateral Beauty, a key moment in the film is when Will Smith... Oh, yeah, torn apart, yeah.
13%.
Yeah. Was when Will Smith's, the wife character is revealed. And we already know her.
Star-studded cast, too.
Yeah, and for the all the actors did really good. It's like the good
story?
The story's garbage. It's pretty bad. But the acting's the best part. Like everyone, especially Will Smith. Like God,
you can't go wrong with that. If you have Will Smith, Keira Knightley, Kate Winslet, Edward Norton, Naomi Harris, Helen Mirren,
they all did fantastic.
That's just okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I guess the wife is Naomi Harris's character.
Naomi.
And there's a point in the movie where their relation is revealed. It's at the very end of the movie. It's the climax, basically. Mm-hmm. And actually, it's a very good climax. It's like probably the best moment in the film. What I'm saying is, because that's kind of what we're going for, is where the relationship between these characters was revealed at some point in the story, So that's what we're doing?
C. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. See.
But we don't, so we're not going to show that. But here's the question: when do we show that? When's the moment?
Wait, the moment when they meet
when
up?
they find. Well, that could be two different moments.
Here's the thing: does Kendrick even know that Idris would be his dad?
I don't know. That's another question to answer.
Shit. No, I feel like that's way too. How are we gonna Maury? You know what I mean? They're gonna go on Maury and be like, "I am your father," and then you know what I mean. That Maury was not a good example, but you know what I mean. Like it's hard to.
Well,
you have your mother's eyes. This is your mom. You know what I mean?
Usually, with that kind of story, you're revealing information where Kendrick finds out that Idris Elba is the father. Mm-hmm. It's usually either end of Act 2 or somewhere in Act 3. It's this very big emotional.
I'll have an end of Act 2.
Act 2, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, because here's the thing. When you reveal something like that at the end of Act 2, there's usually a lot more consequences to that revelation than if you do it in Act 3.
I think there would be consequences for that information to be revealed.
Why?
Well, I'm sure Kendrick would not be really happy to see the dad who has not been around coming to save him now. Why now? Right. Just when everything's falling apart, you come. I don't know. It just seems weird.
Okay, I'm just like again. That's usually an Act 2 kind of thing. What that is. And then there's ones where it's like Act 3, and it's kind of this big inspiring moment. So
and I don't see that. I don't see that conversation being so inspiring.
Okay.
You know? I see it being very bitter, and Kendrick seeing it. It's like a fuck you, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the end of Act 2. Okay. And I guess I could put that for now.
Fuck you, Idris.
That would be crazy.
So, end of Act 2. God damn it. End of Act 2.
You see Idris Elba rapping Panda?
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Really? That's a thing?
Yeah.
It was revealed to be the father of Kendrick.
Solar?
Like the sun?
Like the sun, yeah.
Lunar?
He was proud of himself, too. I bet you he was.
Oh, God. Okay. So, I guess their story has really become, in the aftermath, I guess we could fix this log line now. Yeah, aftermath of Katrina. Well, because it's always good to fix up your log line.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I will cut your head.
Wow.
Don't fuck with me right now.
Wow.
Dude,
I kick ass.
I could not imagine you in that kind of situation, Reddmond.
Just that.
Oh, I said last night, Paul and I were talking about it, I said if I was in that, I would have walked out.
Yeah,
I would have walked out day one.
I would have. See, I'm not as I wouldn't have done that, but I definitely wouldn't have showed up. I would have went through the whole day. And then I would have definitely wouldn't have showed. I would have called you. I would have been like, hey,
if he said to me, "I'm gonna fuck you up," I'd be like, "I'm out of here."
I will cut your head off.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
I'm a hot ass. Okay, I'm tough. Okay.
If somebody says they're tough, I get that. That's what teachers say.
Right.
Because I will kick your ass. I'm gonna be like,
I will get the.
I literally would have said something like, "Would you though?" Not in like a. Trying to fight him way.
I would have been like, I'm right here. I'm here right now.
I'm here right now. Wait, where's the? I'm here right now.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. That's
You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing, Eric.
Eric.
All right. So in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, again, here we go. Who's our main character? Is it Kendrick or Idris Elba?
Damn, dude.
Who is it about?
I feel like Idris Elba, man.
It's still Idris Elba?
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically what I'm asking is this story about Idris Elba dealing with the fact that he's abandoned his son and he's trying to fix his relationship? Or is it about this young man trying to deal with the fact that his father's been absent and trying to come back in his life? Which one?
Maybe, wait.
Because we have, because basically, I mean, in the terms of if we were to sell this to the studio, we'd have to answer that. Like, who was this story really about, you know? And, of course, the audience, who's, you know, who was it about?
Well, who do we want to feel for?
Exactly. Who is the audience going to feel the most sympathy for, you know?
Is it going to be the old man that's trying to reconnect with his son?
Or the young man
that's trying to like...
I'm going to say Idris in that respect.
What? In the audience is connecting with him the most?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
An older man tries to reconnect. Now here, with his long lost son, with the son, with his neglect. What do we put here? An older man tries to reconnect
with the son. He left with the son.
What with the son?
Abandoned with the son.
Mm-hmm.
He left.
Mm-hmm.
With the son, he left.
With the son, he.
Well, now this changes the motivation a lot. Now, what I'm picturing is this. I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know what you guys think of this. So Idris Elba is driving into the city. Yeah. Our opening shot is because those images.
So like everybody leaving and he's the lone car going into the city.
And that's the credit sequence.
What do you mean?
I think that's fine.
Oh, the credits. I thought you meant like
the
like beginning opening.
That's our intro. I think
that'd be pretty okay.
Because that's a powerful fucking image. I think of all these because I guess if you see those, they look apocalyptic. All these fucking cars leaving, and then there's our hero, who that's what he is, just driving in, you know, and that's
what's his reasoning?
Well, I mean, on paper it's to reconnect with his son. I guess trying to save him, perhaps.
So is that why he's going into the city to save his son?
In a way, yeah. That's my pitch, basically.
Okay, all right.
Is that what we're?
And how is he? Where is he gonna go? How's he gonna get there? Like
that's the story. That's just right there.
No, okay.
That's our movie.
Okay.
What do we think?
2 thumbs.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs. What do you, Darren?
2 middle fingers.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
So is that what we're doing now? We're doing because that changes again. That's changing everything. Yeah.
Wait, that changes everything.
Yeah. Well, because here's the thing now. That changes like right here. It just changes. Idris Elba's really the father of Kendrick.
Yeah.
Now. Wait, what?
What we have right now is at the end of Act 2, Idris Elba is revealed to be the father of Kendrick. Do we have to change that now to? We already know Idris Elba is the father of Kendrick. You know, right. How do we deal with that now?
Right.
Bruh.
I have no idea. Maybe we should know.
Well, we don't have to know right now. I'm just saying we have to think about that. Basically.
No, I think the audience definitely should know.
Because
then, like,
when?
What's the point? Oh, maybe in the beginning. Because then, what's the point? Then, what's the point if we have 2 separate stories like that and like we don't know? Well, like, what's the point? And then they just figure it out anyways. Like, it's not gonna be. And then when isn't it bad when there's like when there's like a really obvious like you try to keep something a twist, but then it's like really obvious. So it's not even a twist at that point anymore.
Right. I don't know. Okay.
What say you?
I think it should be revealed at the beginning now. Okay, is coming.
Act 1 is stacked.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Hey, you changed.
And we're changing all of it. Yeah, evacuation.
The mattress pad now. You broke down.
I know. I figured.
Is it good though?
It's fucking really amazing.
This is really nice.
I'm taking place.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Dude, that's horrible.
Type it, Paul, or I will fuck you up.
Yeah. He literally like he said shit like that. I think.
You're not doing it right.
Yeah, They tell you that the first day, right? Like. I told you the story where it's like we're going through the passwords, right?
Yeah.
And he just kept getting angrier and angrier.
Wait, what? Passwords?
So day 1, we're working our first before we even got to our main project.
Oh yeah, and like the laptop doesn't work?
Well, there's that, and then when it starts working, where he's trying to give me the passwords for the Craigslist account. And he basically
So you can do your postings.
Yeah, and he's like he's trying to log in, and he recognizes he fucked up one of them. So he asked me to send literally type say out loud each password and username. So as in solarfilm@gmail.com and literally spell SOLAR at GMA.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why not? I can just copy and paste this and send it to you. And he's like, no, we have to do it like this. I'm very precise. I am very precise. And I went through that. So I love to punch him in the face. And I know I just got him on that on air, but I guess it's kind of true. Okay, so
damn.
Yeah. And he had a little fucking jawline. You just squeeze it like this, grab him. You listen, you fucking rat. Anyway.
So we have 40 minutes to do 2 acts.
Don't worry. For the listener, we're not trying to finish this. We're just discussing it, basically. We're just...
This is going to be a multiple podcast.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so we're just doing this for 2 hours.
I mean, if you wanted to, but I don't see it.
No, I was just curious.
You just curious?
I was just really, really curious.
Okay.
About what this movie's going to be.
Okay. Herc is coming. Idris Elba is not watching the evacuate because that's a passive character. No, he's our hero. He's going into the darkness. He's going in. Is the lone car?
Wait, so is he gonna be this is a different character now?
What do you mean?
Because before he was what? Is he trying to call the aunt that he lives with? Maybe just be hey,
Yeah, maybe.
Just wondering if Kendrick is safe. Aunt doesn't pick up because she's doing whatever the fuck.
He's calling,
and he's getting more and more.
No response. Well, now we at some point at the show, what he just did, why he didn't really talk to his kid, which gets into the question of flashbacks. No. Well, then the concern is, how do we show Idris Elba being an absent parent to Kendrick? Is that an important thing to show, or no?
I think you could.
Could we imply? I'm just,
I think you could imply it.
Okay.
You could have Kendrick literally say it.
I know. I'm just saying. We have to think about that. How do we show?
I don't want to do flashbacks.
Well, because again, the concern is we're telling, not showing. Is kind of. That's just a concern. That would be with that kind of. We're not doing flash or something of that effect.
Mm-hmm.
If we do have it just Kendrick's going, you weren't there for me. Is that really showing? Or is that more just telling? I don't know. But it's something I guess we could keep in mind. He just is a lone car going into the city. He's calling the aunt, no response. Now what? So, does he go to a hotel maybe? How about that? He's like, hey, can I... And you're like, what? What do you mean you're staying here for the night? What does he do? Does he hole up in an abandoned house, maybe? What does he do? Because he's on a mission now. Because before, he was just this passive dude. And I guess at some point at the end of Act 1, he'd go into action, trying to do something. But now he begins his story trying to do something. What do you think? What? We gotta think
I really
about
don't know. Sorry, I was
No, it's okay.
I was listening. I was trying to, because an abandoned house, I just feel it's just too.
Mm-hmm.
A school, maybe? I don't know.
School, maybe?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, show Kendrick was robbed of his childhood, obviously. So, no, just kidding. I don't know. A school, maybe. Maybe he goes to check to see if he's at school for. Oh, how sometimes gyms hosts have places for people to stay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're or not gyms, but the school gyms. Everybody's staying in the school gym. Maybe he goes to the school.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow finds a way in, and then that's when the storm just really hits. So he can't leave anymore. His car gets blown away, so he's just forced to stay there. You know what I mean?
So are we staying in the school now? We could just put that for now? Okay.
Sure thing.
Aftermath.
Sure thing.
Elba stays in a school gym for the night.
Forever.
That's a whole.
So Aftermath sees what happened, destruction, and now.
Sleep.
So Aftermath, Idris Elba sees what has happened, destruction. He interacts with other people as they deal with what's happened. Now what? I mean, where does he begin his search for his son?
I don't know. Where?
Yeah, what does he do? So, gymnasium, hurricane's over, he walks out. What is he doing? Because he now has a very clear goal, but we don't know. Like, he has a very clear abstract goal, but we need something concrete now. Like, is he going just checking different schools or checking different houses? You know what I mean? Is his
Maybe
goal...
the fact that he doesn't know what school he's at says a lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? How do you not know where your son goes to school?
Yeah, like what is... Yeah. Is he just going to go around asking people maybe? Like, have you seen so-and-so, or have you... Or, like, maybe the aunt's in town and he goes to that house?
Yeah.
Is that his first goal? Okay.
Yeah.
And we're just putting... We don't have to keep this, but it's just giving us an idea of what kind of story we're telling. He goes to search... He begins the journey to the aunt's house. Now, what do we show the journey? What's the journey like? Is he dealing with the shitty humanity of what's going on? Oh, because I'll say this now, thematically, because when we began this little podcast, the theme of the dark side of humanity is way stronger. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if it's there anymore. You know, at least in what we have. In fact, I think what we're starting out is a lot more optimistic. You know, because that's a pretty heroic quest that this man's going on to try and reconnect with his son. You know, he obviously cares a lot about this young man if he's going into a fucking hurricane and trying to, you know. And then, of course, you're going to, well, why is he doing this now, of all things?
That's what I was going to say.
You know?
Yeah.
Is so, you know, a lot of this whole process is just, you find something and they go, okay, now what? Or why are we doing this? It's actually a pretty exhausting thing. He begins the journey to his aunt's house. This is the tricky part of screenwriting. You go, what the fuck am I writing now? It usually does hit about this time too.
Yeah. No, I totally.
What are we thinking? Reddmond, you haven't spoken a bit about this in a little while. What are you thinking? What are the gears turning? Are the gears turning? Or is the brain shut off?
The brain is never shut off.
The brain never shuts off. What are we thinking? So, I mean, what we have so far is visually what we have. Hurricane Katrina is coming. Evacuations are taking place. Our main character is the lone car going into the city. He's calling the aunt of his son. No response. Idris Elba finds and stays in a gym. Finds and stays near the hurricane. The hurricane is devastating and scary. Aftermath, Idris Elba sees what happens. Destruction. He interacts with other people to deal with what happened. He begins the journey to the aunt's house. This is like...
Is that where he meets the group of looters?
Maybe. That seems about right for including the looter plotline. Is that where he... I mean, in that case, I'm guessing he sees Kendrick there, perhaps? Is that their first interaction in our movie?
That seems too, coincidental.
Yeah, that's the concern. That our audience would go, oh, that's a coincidence.
Or the looters, really well like have a lot of knowledge about the city and the town. They know where a lot of shit is.
Perhaps, yeah. Maybe does Idris Elba use this? Maybe.
Does he use them and then they ultimately influence Kendrick?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, because wasn't the idea that Kendrick like falls in line with the looters?
That's the heart of his plotline was that.
Right. So then Kendrick ultimately has to make the choice of like.
Which is why I kept making the argument that he's the main character. Because ultimately, the thing is, what makes the main character is ultimately, well, one, it's who's the most interesting character. But two, structurally, with a plot, the main character is always the one making the choices. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, right at the...
I mean, Idris Elba's made a choice off screen.
Exactly. But if the climax of our film revolves around...
And the choice of Idris Elba's could be like, just fuck it at this point. Like,
right.
You want to be with the looters, fine.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. But so no, I'm going to keep pursuing this.
Yeah, exactly. Ironically, that kind of structure is seen in Star Wars in Return of the Jedi, because you have Luke making the choice of not killing his father, and then you have the choice of Vader saving Luke. So it's that kind of thing, in a way, where there's multiple characters making different choices that impact the plot. But again, is the crux of this when Kendrick says either I'm going to be with the looters or I'm going to be with you? You know, is that the crux of it? Is that what everything's going to be building up to? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose.
So I guess you could put that in like 3.
Glad there's no camera here. So,
would that be embarrassing?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so Kendrick chooses his father, Idris Elba, over the gang of looters. I mean, I guess we can get rid of this now, right? It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could put at the end of Act 2 now.
Put what?
Idris Elba and Kendrick argue with each other. Or he finds Kendrick, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Finds Kendrick, and they argue. So that's our. I guess Kendrick chooses to stay the looters. Mm-hmm. That's the end of Act 2. So.
But then maybe like what Idris said to Kendrick was like stuck with him a little bit, because now he's starting to regret his decision.
Yeah.
And then there's this one thing, maybe the murder of somebody that really just solidifies.
That's the middle of Act 3 right there. However, Kendrick. What was I think? Kendrick. Something. Idris Elba says sticks with Kendrick. Okay. Kendrick witnesses the gang of looters murder an innocent person, and Kendrick has serious doubt, moral qualms.
Mm-hmm. Moral qualms.
Qualms.
I haven't heard that word in such a long time.
Qualms.
I haven't heard qualms in a while.
It's a bit chilly in here. What a qualm.
Yeah.
The story's really giving me moral qualms.
I swear.
Yeah.
What would you do if he was next year you sign up for a class and he was a professor?
He's a professor now? Yeah. Well, he actually, on one of his contact sheets, he does have one of the people here as a contact.
Really?
Like,
Professor?
Lorraine Miller. As in, he like...
I know that name.
Yeah,
you send emails. Yeah.
He has, which I was supposed to work on, but we'd actually never got to it. Thank fucking God. Because it was torture. What it looked like torture was I would have to do it myself as an actual work for a guy who's not doing any actual work. Mm-hmm. I'd have to make a newsletter, and I'd have to send it out to like Lorraine Miller and just these different colleges throughout New York, who I guess would then send it to...
Wait, so like you're kind of like a spam or telemarketer in a sense.
Yeah, it was. On my resume, I literally put social media / marketing intern, which shows you how bad I got bamboozled because I applied for creative development.
So you on your resume you put social media intern.
Yeah, because I was thinking about what if I
put creative development.
Yeah,
because that's what it was.
The reason why I wouldn't or I didn't is because I don't feel like applying to a job either next year or the following year, or whenever my next job or internship is, and they ask, "Oh, you did creative development. So what was that like?" What am I going to do? Lie? I have to say, I'd rather just put social media / because the idea is at least I worked in a company. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I know what that's like.
Not a good company.
Not a good, but a film company, which again, for better, at the very
film company. Solar?
It's like the sun.
Like this.
Like the sun. Yeah, for better. Yeah. So, but no, that's why. I thought about it. I did think and my dad said, "Why not do that?" And then I guess she agreed with me. I was like, "Yeah, it's a better idea to at least not put that." Because again, what if someone asks, "So what was that like?" I can't say anything.
So I help develop workshops.
Which is what I'm going to say as social media / market. I help the workshop sometimes. I help advertise his company and all that stuff. So, which I did technically do. It was just such a painful way of doing it.
On Craigslist.
Yeah, Craigslist, Facebook.
Cars.
Want me to show you my work? I can show you my work. Fuck.
I can show you my postings.
Fuck, so we have 13 minutes left before it's 5:12, which is when I guess we're going to stop working on this. What do we do? We seem to have the crux of the story now, sort of.
Jared cracked the case.
Yeah. Alright, so let me just try to write this as an outline. So...
as hurricane.
Yeah, you just read it out loud. I'm serious. As
Hurricane Katrina approaches, spelled wrong, comma,
a character
named
Idris
Elba.
No.
Okay, as
older
Hurricane Katrina approaches, comma, an older man named Idris Elba.
No, main character.
Main character.
Just put
older man named Francisco. Just kidding. No.
Elba.
Idris Elba.
Named Idris Elba.
Named.
Rides into
Montgomery.
Wait, are we actually doing names right now?
I don't know.
What? We
could.
could.
What about Reginald?
Reggie. Just we're gonna put down slash.
Rides into. Okay.
Idris Elba / Reggie.
As Hurricane Katrina approaches, an old man named Idris Elba / Reggie rides into New Orleans to find and rescue his son from the coming destruction
of Hurricane Katrina.
After
the
hurricane strikes and leaves New Orleans, spelled wrong, comma,
destroyed.
No comma, destroyed,
Idris
Elba / Reggie.
That's crazy.
Journey.
Is this the pitch, bro?
This is our outline. So
I know, but like...
We could switch it to a pitch, I guess.
Idris Elba / Reggie journey into the city.
So I guess to find
throughout the
clues.
city to find clues
on where his son
is. It's a mystery. Finally, comma,
Idris Elba
/ Reggie
encounters
his
son,
spelled wrong,
named
Damn.
his son named Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick.
I'm just gonna, because you've been calling him Kendrick, not Kendrick Lamar.
Well, this is based on Kendrick.
Yeah.
Just call him
Kendrick
Because
Duckworth.
Paul decided to base his character off a record he's never listened to.
Yep. It's true.
You know, it's really close to Good Kid, Mad City. Have you ever listened to Good Kid, Mad City?
Nope.
No. I just know.
I just read it on Wikipedia.
You're like, oh my god.
Dude, that's no way to listen to an album.
I know.
By listening to it, by reading it
on
via
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. That's crazy.
I just listened to Good Kid, Mad City for the first time via Wikipedia.
It was great. Honestly, that's insane. You need to be like locked away.
We just lost any viewers we had.
Yes,
We just lost them
we
all.
insulted the most popular rapper on the planet.
No.
No.
You did.
Insulted the most popular.
I did, okay.
I'm just kidding, man.
Encounters his son named
Kendrick.
Kendrick Duckworth.
They have an argument, and Idris is devastated.
And Idris is devastated.
When Kendrick.
Wow.
Kendrick refuses.
When Kendrick refuses to
join Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. / Reggie. Period.
Idris. I'm just gonna put wanders.
Idris wanders.
Which we have to fix, but whatever.
Wanders the city. Idris wanders the city.
Or tries to leave.
Okay, Idris tries to
Which
leave
we have to
leave
the city.
Freud.
Meanwhile, wait, what'd you say?
I said Freud.
Story for another podcast.
I was not expecting that at all. Anyways, what?
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Kendrick. What's it? Meanwhile, Kendrick witnesses the gang of looters. He's fallen into comma. God. What is this? Commit a heinous
spelled wrong
crime. Which leaves Kendrick doubting
himself.
Himself.
Idris Elba / Reggie.
Oh yeah.
Idris eventually.
Idris eventually.
Idris Elba / Reggie eventually returns.
Eventually.
Is this called Reggie's Return?
Reggie's return. That would just not even. Oh man.
Reggie's Return. No, Katrina. And then a colon.
Katrina : Reggie's return. That would be bad.
That's really bad.
Okay. Which leaves Kendrick down.
Which leaves Kendrick doubting himself.
Eventually returns. And Kendrick joins his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can get Solar to produce this.
Yeah, Solar Production, which by the way has 3 features in production according to their website. Story for another day, but yes, he's a fucking lying sack of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kendrick finally joins his father.
Whoa!
He's just Reggie and Kendrick are reunited.
You're still typing this.
And are reunited and leave the city
Happily.
together, happily ever after.
I don't know if it's happily ever after.
Well,
This
we're
is
gonna
a
have to
Shrek
figure
movie.
it out. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, for the most part, that's it, I suppose. Wait. Okay, so we have all that. And Justin?
Alright, now,
Now,
let me just... Oh! Don't want to delete that. Alright.
my last name has no E now at the end of it. Thank you.
Who gives a fuck?
Whoever sees the light of day, someone else will get credit.
Okay. So, we're close to our time. We're pretty much done here. So...
This one.
Fitting.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk.
Fitting.
Alright, so...
What are we talking about?
Now, you have to read this in the voice of Owen Wilson.
No.
Yes!
It's not even good.
Yes! Do it! Jared, come on. Do it! Come on.
Guys reading the Paul Hoti.
No!
Hurricane Katrina approaching. Older man named Idris Elba / Reggie rides into New Orleans to
The
find
title, I have to read the title.
Oh, Reggie's return.
Oh,
No, it's Katrina, Reggie's return.
Oh,
Okay, Katrina, Reggie's return.
No, wait, no, it's Reggie's return. Katrina, Reggie's return.
Reggie's return. Katrina, Reggie's return. Directed by
Bye.
Paul Anthony.
It's my new name, bro. That's my stage name.
No. As Hurricane Katrina.
No, full names.
There's a hyphen there, buddy.
Oh, by the way, yeah.
Paul Hoti. I might botch your Jared Gauthier. Did I do it bad? Give me Gauthier-Snipe and the Reddmond Perone Jr.
Junior.
As Hurricane Katrina approaches.
No! Owen Wilson!
No.
Owen!
Do it,
Alex Jones.
Yo,
Absolutely not.
Yo. Owen Wilson, come on.
As Hurricane Katrina approaches, an older man named Idris Elba / Reggie rides into New Orleans to find and
You guys
rescue
should
his son.
see how hard Paul's
from
laughing
the
right now.
coming
It's
destruction.
insane.
After the hurricane strikes and leaves New Orleans destroyed, Idris Elba / Reggie journeys throughout the city to find clues on where his son is. Finally, Idris Elba / Reggie encounters his son named Kendrick. They have an argument, and Idris is devastated when Kendrick.
Owen Wilson!
When Kendrick refuses to join Idris Elba / Reggie, Idris tries to leave the city. Meanwhile, Kendrick witnesses the gang of looters he's fallen into commit a heinous crime, which leaves Kendrick doubting himself. Idris Elba / Reggie eventually returns, and Kendrick finally joins his father. Idris Elba / Reggie and Kendrick are reunited and leave the city together, happily ever after. Wow.
What would you do if somebody heard this and they just stole our idea?
Just ruthlessly.
And just like not even, and they call it Reggie's Return, Katrina, Reggie's Return. I wouldn't even know what to do. What would happen?
I don't know.
How would we handle that?
I don't know if we just the plot was stolen from a fucking podcast from a college.
Whoa.
Chill with the language.
Okay.
We don't curse here.
We don't
Hey,
fucking curse.
don't curse, okay? It's a professional environment, okay?
Dude, the best thing you said was definitely the fire hazard thing.
Stop! Listen, and if a fire inspector comes in, I will fucking kill you, okay? I would
have walked out.
No, you have to, because if he come 20 years ago, he came in, and I got charged up the asshole with this all, He's
I
never.
can't believe I have to call him later.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, before we get to that, I guess we could close with that. I guess so. We could just mention it.
Sure.
But what did we think of it? Well, let's just mention. So what did we do?
You talk about it.
So I'm an asshole, and Reddmond is my asshole in crime, our partner.
I guess I'm an asshole in association.
So
but I wasn't there. So
simply, I gave Reddmond my number, the number of my boss, and
ex-former boss.
his former, and he called and kind of asked for a workshop using a different voice and whatnot.
Hey guys, no, I didn't say hey guys. Hey, this is Solar. This is Justin here. I just was perusing your website. I'm really I'm an aspiring filmmaker, and I've heard a lot about your workshops, and I'm really interested in maybe getting together and discussing what they're about.
And that was so you'll hear about that on the next podcast. That'll be resolved.
You want to do it on the podcast? That would be wild.
Well, we'd have to do it again earlier because he leaves usually by the time we start.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I don't know how I feel about that being recorded on something we actually do.
Mm-hmm.
But
because then there's just no. Anyways.
It's kind of shitty. Yeah,
it is pretty.
But the fact that you said you wanted to punch him in the face, that's not shitty.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little. No, it's equally shitty. It's just I don't know. I'm weird. So what do we think about it? We kind of done here.
Kind of became a little bit of a joke towards the end, right?
But that's fine. It's not. I wanted to give our listener, I guess, a look into what
we go through.
Yeah, I mean, like what the process of writing a film is, because you never see this. There's no. I mean, where you see it is usually like books, usually, and even then, you never. I think it'd be interesting to hear this
they
process.
spoof it in movies all the time.
Yeah, books.
Yeah. We're fucking two assholes in front of a computer typing something out. I guess is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you always hear there's just people. You always see the people around the table, and they're always just like, "What if this happens?" But then there are dragons, and then
but you never see a serious.
No, yeah.
Yeah. But are we? I would like to point out how different it changed.
Oh yeah.
How much it changed. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Paul's a changed human after this.
Oh yeah.
I
I will fucking kill you.
will fuck you up. I will.
I'm pretty sure it is. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I will fucking kill you. Oh yeah. Okay. That's nice.
Anyway.
And I haven't heard him say that all semester. Anyway. Signaling the change of topic.
Anyway. So we changed a lot our script from when we started to where we ended up. How are we feeling about it? Do we feel like we accomplished something?
We definitely accomplished something.
I feel fucking exhausted. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it?
Wait, what?
That was dramatic, dude.
I feel fucking exhausted.
Because you typed?
No, it's it's exhausting of the brain, kind of just. I don't know.
You need to do more mental exercises.
Yo, meditate.
That's so douchey. I can't do it. That's why I said it.
You're really not working your mental.
Listen, you need to work on your brain muscles, okay?
Listen, the yogi says.
No!
Yes!
Okay, I mean, I guess we're done with... So, he fucking messaged me, and he never got back to me over the summer. Like, in the last week.
What'd he say?
Hey, man. And I am convinced he heard the podcast. That we
Got
were.
it. Who?
Huh, what do you mean?
This is
Blazing Phoenix / as I termed him.
Can we play a little bit of his video?
Wait, no, but can you tell me what happened? He messaged you and was he mad at you?
It was a hey man. It looked passive aggressive, sort of.
What do you
I mean,
say?
I can pull it up right now, but
Yeah, pull it up.
Pull it up.
all right. So just do the condescending fucking.
Wait, didn't you use? Wait, what, did he do that last time? Or was
Yeah.
this like that was really funny? Forgot.
Hey, look! You've been friends with Danny for a while.
See, he fucking deleted his fucking profile. I mean, I think it's still here.
Dude, was that like, what did he...
What?
Oh, well, we can't watch his videos now?
Oh wait. Wait, hold on. Yeah, let's see.
It's right there. It's truly.
Are you kidding me?
What is that? Truly patchouli?
What?
What?
What is that? Now we're definitely watching these videos.
Put one on.
All right. Well,
Wait.
look. Hey, man. So I guess for the listener, if
Hey, Michael, how's it going?
What happened? Wait, I don't know what happened. What
let me just pull up how I referenced him in the podcast. We're literally searching up the podcast right now.
Swag.
This is podcast.
Yeah, good work.
So
for those of you,
he did it again. By the way.
What's up, New York?
Where is it? There we go.
Was it on this one?
It was on this one.
Ooh.
Bradley. So
Bradley?
because I didn't want to say his actual name, and I'm not going to say his actual name. Not that it matters, because he's fucking using truly patchouli. What'd you say?
I just said it under my breath before, but I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Really patchouli?
So he, out of the blue, just, hey man, haven't talked to him in like a year almost, and it's like, hey Michael, because I looked at the view count for the podcast, it was up, like, from when I last saw it. And
really?
And I don't know, I just kind of...
I doubt it.
I doubt they saw it.
Why message me?
What did he say? Nothing seems passive-aggressive here.
I don't know. Because knowing him, he's all this hippy-dippy woo-woo. So you think it's like, it'd be a little more enthusiastic, but no, it's just...
Hippy-dippy
hey,
woo.
Anyway, so...
LMAO. Fucking enjoy the moment, dude.
What?
That's Paul Hoti talking?
Yeah, that's me.
Those little moments are overwhelming. Right. Please play a video. Play the one.
Wait, hold on. Let's just. What did he say? Can someone please tell me in their own non-biased words what a Democrat, Republican, and liberal is? Okay.
Put on the video of him in the field.
Does.
All right. So.
Oh no! Put the video of
Which oh my God.
This one. This one.
All right. Now for the listener, it's just gonna close this out. So what we're about to hear is
what you were about to hear.
It's a sort of, again, this is the friend I mentioned in episodes, I guess, podcast number 7. A little douchey that we're doing this, but I kind of don't care.
We have recurring characters.
Yeah, so these are one of our recurring characters. So, in the interest of that,
Eric will be.
Let's take, yeah, of course. Let's take a gander at what Truly Patchouli has to say.
So I'm out here on the job today.
I feel so
I
douchey.
just always feel like this weird need
He's never
to
gonna
come out and talk to my camera and share it. I feel like I have a lot of things I want to say I never get to say. So now's my opportunity to say them. When I turn the camera on, these things come to my mind. And what I do want to share, if I wanted to share anything with anyone, it would be this. Just to be like, look at nature.
This is the word.
Just look at it. And who are we in the midst of all this? Like, who are we as a human race? Like, what are we doing? Like, because I'm out here and I'm just in shock at how beautiful this all is. And just the glow and the sun and just how we're on an Earth right now in the middle of space. And I don't believe that our Earth is flat. I think it's round and we're in the center of a universe.
He says we're in the center
And
of the universe.
I think it's cool because...
What? That's fat. That's false. That's okay.
I know,
Because every single person, including yourself, is the center of the universe because you're perceiving reality right where you are. So you're the center automatically. It just makes me think, like, we're just here floating through space. And I'm floating through space right now holding a camera, filming me, filming my existence. And just having thoughts and breathing air.
Is he crying?
It just blows my mind.
He's not crying,
What the
by the
hell
way.
is this?
Listener.
I wonder if anyone else has these thoughts, or is everybody else just like... Which I understand. I myself am consumed in social media. And I try to take breaks from it. I try to go into airplane mode and just take breaks and go into meditation and just sit to myself and really try to see what's good.
That's good.
But just look at this. This is just so natural. This is so natural. And there's just so much unnatural shit going around, and it's like, why do we abuse ourselves? Why do we choose to hurt ourselves? Why do we do the things we know not to do? And then blame other people for it.
Alright. That's enough. Let's truly pursue it.
I felt bad at first, but now I don't feel bad.
Right, why? What?
That was insane. Like, I feel like he was trying to be deep.
You have to call
Yeah.
out bullshit when you see it.
Yeah, we kind of have to. That happened. We're at 2 hours. You guys want to wrap it up?
Let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. All right. So, I guess if you tuned in, thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's kind of really we did our thing. It's saved now. We don't know what's gonna happen to it. And that's really it's really it.
Thank you for listening to this experimental segment.
I hope you found it interesting.
hope you found it
Yeah,
interesting.
me too.
Yeah.
We really did.
Oh my god.
And
Signing off?
Yes, signing off. I guess I'm Paul.
Jared.
Reddmond, Perone, Jr.
Junior. All right. Have a good week. See you next week.